Brand is known by 94% of the world population. I mean, it's pretty huge. As a product, Coca-Cola is a sweetened carbonated beverage that can be considered as a global symbol of soft drinks. As a company, it is the largest one in the soft drink industry, having interests mainly in retail, marketing, and manufacture of these beverages. As a brand, it has some attributes that have always identified it. The red color, that iconic logo that makes it the number one brand worldwide. Because the brand is known by 94% of the world population. I mean, it's pretty huge. Coca-Cola was developed in 1886 by John Pemberton, an American pharmacist who accidentally created the Coca-Cola formula with a controversial ingredient such as cocaine, an addictive drug replaced later by caffeine. But well, let's talk about the developed context in 1886. The Haymarket Affair occurred in Chicago, an aftermath of a huge rally in support of workers that were striking for an 8-hour workday. Here there was a strong clash between the authorities and the proletariat. This historical affair originated the International Workers' Day held on May the 1st. Nowadays, a company such as Coca-Cola is responsible for the social tragedy and violence experienced by the population, since they are the ones who promote inequality in society.
The product that has given the world its best-known taste was created by a chemical enthusiast who was searching for several opium-free alternative painkillers and experimented with Coca and Cola wines until he finds out a recipe which contained extracts of cola nut and damiana with a never-known-before taste. He described his new invention as a valuable brain tonic that will cure headaches, relieve exhaustion, and calm nerves. He put this new invention into the market as a medicine and called it delicious, refreshing, and pure joy. He called his accidental product Pemberton's French wine Coca. However, due to the growing public concerns about alcohol addiction, he had to work to make this a non-alcoholic beverage. And in that moment, it is when he makes a new recipe that included blending the syrup with carbonated water. And that recipe was an accident. And that new recipe was his new fabrication, Coca-Cola. His name comes from its major ingredients.
When Coca-Cola was created, there were basically no competitors. It was after 13 years that the great competitor Pepsi-Cola, also well known as Pepsi, was created. Since Pepsi was created, the war between these two brands began by trying to dominate the market. Until this point, we have seen lots of marketing strategies both brands use in order to take the competitor out of the market. One that is very famous from the part of Pepsi is that they use the most iconic image or the most iconic thing of Coca-Cola, that is Santa Claus and the North Pole. They use it in terms that they were attacking the North Pole. And another one which is really famous, which I will show you some pictures, is where Pepsi use the bottle of them using like a superhero cap in order to show that they are superheroes and Coca-Cola are not.
At the time, other carbonated drinks already existed. However, it must be remarked that Coca-Cola was the first Coke ever made, making it incredibly unique to Americans, specifically Atlantans, which was the city that it was invented at in the late 1800s. Even so, we must mention that some sort of sodas already existed previous to the iconic creation of Coca-Cola. One notable example of this is the creation of Schweppes, which went on around 1783, and later on their introduction of their world famous ginger ale in 1817. Other examples entails Hires root beer, which was created in 1876, making it another sort of dark carbonated drink and introducing it to the market, previous to Coca-Cola basically a decade later. And it must be noted as well that Hires root beer, and well, root beer in general is a big part of American culture. It's basically, I would say, one of their national drinks almost. Well, even another example of this would be, well, another globally known name as Dr. Pepper, who came along a year before Coca-Cola, shaking up the Texan crowd, of course. Finally, I believe it's worth mentioning that the soda industry was still going on in Latin America, most specifically in Ecuador with Fioravanti soda, which was introduced in 1878 and now being one of the longest surviving sodas ever made in history, which is pretty remarkable in my opinion.